Can you train like an anime character? Well, it's actually way more complicated than it seems. But that's exactly what we're talking about today, so let's dive in. Well, we're gonna start off with visuals. And by visuals, I mean like physique. We'll be looking at 3 physiques as example. My first example is Logan Chitwood. He is an influencer known for his Yujiro Hanma impressions. Now, if we look at their physique side to side, you can see that they have very similar builds in terms of muscle. The strong points are the biceps, shoulders, pecs, and the abs. Now, there are some noticeable differences, but it's pretty similar in terms of physique to what you can actually gain as a human being. Matter of fact, you could probably gain more, but it takes years of training and discipline to actually gain that type of physique. Now, if we're being totally honest, Logan Chitwood is probably not as strong as Yujiro Hanma, but for visuals, I can give him a strong 7 out of 10. And his physique is definitely attainable with a lot of hard work and dedication. Alright, moving on, the next person on the list is Shizzy. Shizzy is an influencer known for his Jock Hanma impressions. I'm thinking it's starting to become a pattern because all of these influencers go for Baki characters. And wait, what's even crazier is the fact that he got stabbed 4 times one day and he still decided to go to the gym. If you ask me, that's pretty impressive, I'm not even gonna lie. But let's compare their physiques. Now, looking at these pictures, we can notice that the strong points are the biceps, the pecs, and the shoulders. Now, Shizzy is actually a whopping 6'4" and 235, which actually helps him grow into the physique more. Now, honestly, if you ask me, I don't even know how you get stabbed 4 times and still go to the gym. Okay, so looking at the pictures, I would rate his physique like a 8 out of 10. His height really helps him fit the role a little more than others could. No glaze. But moving on, the next person on the list is Brandao Baki. And yet again, these influencers are Baki impersonators. But I gotta say this, their physiques are impressive. No hate to them, it's all love. They're great people, I'm pretty sure. And they all have great physiques. Off the visuals, I think I would give him around a 6 out of 10. His physique could be better, but there are a lot of strong points that he has right, or that his physique portrays correctly. But he really gets the abs down pretty well, and the biceps as well, and the pecs, honestly. Overall, these are physiques you could really gain, and for an overall rating, I'll give them around a 6.5 to a 7.5 in terms of physiques altogether. Now that we have done visuals, I think it's time to move on to actual feats of strength and what you can gain as a human being compared to these anime characters. For this segment, we will be looking at feats and what you can achieve as a human being compared to these anime characters. So let's start. This is Eddie Hall, the world's strongest man, and his best feat is a deadlift of 1,102 pounds. And the person we'll be comparing him to is Goku, Son Goku to be exact. And you might be thinking, my nonchalant prince, don't you think that's a little unfair? But I'm trying to get a point across here. Now, Goku's best feat to date is him shaking the universe that he resides in, Universe 7, with Beerus with 1 punch. That's kind of technical since Beerus was part of the Clash as well, but you get the point. Now, if you ask me, that is a clear difference from 1,102 pounds. So I think that should really set the scale for how this video is gonna go. So the winner of this comparison is Son Goku. Moving on to the next comparison. The next comparison is Usain Bolt, the world's fastest man. and we will be comparing him to Minato Namikaze. Usain Bolt's best feat is being able to run 27.8 miles per hour. So to put that in perspective, so if he had a race with a cheetah and he had around a 10 to 15 to 30 second head start, they would finish the race tied. That's how fast he is. But his comparison is no scrub. Minato Namikaze's best feat is being able to teleport over vast distances in a couple of seconds. Let's put his speed in perspective. Let's say he's in a hostage situation. He could drop his bag, and as soon as the bag touches the floor, he could be behind the criminal that is holding the person hostage that fast. That's at least 1 second just to teleport behind somebody. It's like the instant transmission. It's like teleporting. Now, if you ask me, I think that's beyond what any regular human can do, so that's another point for the anime characters. I'm starting to realize how unfair these comparisons really are. I think you guys are starting to realize that you can train like an anime character, but you can't train like an anime character. But anywho, let's move on. So I think it's time to get to the final verdict of the video. Honestly, over the video, you see me discuss about these anime characters and their human counterparts, I guess we could say in that term. But let's be real, it hasn't been really close in that term of power or physique. Some physiques really got close, but they couldn't really fit the shoes as well as the anime characters. What I'm basically trying to say is that they're close, but they're not that close. So honestly, I feel the final verdict of the video is you can look like an anime character, but you can't train like one per se. You can, but the hard stuff they actually do, I'm talking about lifting boulders with one arm, I don't think a average human can do that. You would have to give it a good 200 years before we could find a way to really incorporate that into our bodies. But besides that, that's it for now. And besides that, yeah, my full answer is no, you can't train like an anime character. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I loved making it, even though it did take a long time. But I'll be uploading next week, so you guys stay tuned and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.